model railroaders. Rather than making noise, try making a model. This is my CF30B. I gloss coated it, and I'm getting ready to do the grab irons and handrails. I need stanchions because the pilot was extended on the front and the back. I made a mistake in my last video and I forgot which time period the numbers were and where they were. They got moved to the right side of the loco, the very back there, which made it a whole lot easier versus having the numbers in between the ladder rungs. And I got the cigar band on the front of it. I ran out of yellow paint. I've got to mix up some more. Got to the very bottom and it wasn't really usable. So I still got some touching up to do. But the reason why I gloss coated is because I put all the numbers on, and I've had decals come off after I put them on, but now they're there. And if you do some touch-up paint, it's easier to wipe that paint off. If it dries up, you just use rubbing alcohol, isopropyl alcohol. It'll come right off. It's acrylic paint. And here's the other side. The blue-yellow wasn't really my favorite paint scheme out of all the locos I had. It was my least favorite, but I'm starting to really like them because I have these other locos here. There's some more yellow, blue Santa Fe's. Those are Atlas U36Cs. I turned into SF30Cs just by doing the decals and numbers. I didn't actually have to modify the shell on those. And there's a Proto 2000 GP20, really cool. And here's the other locos that don't have decoders. I'm getting quite a collection of locos that don't have decoders. I keep spending money on buying more locos. Let me pause again. Oh, real quick. This here's a Caslo. You see the stanchions? I had to make that, and the stanchions I bought off eBay. I haven't been able to find any. I think they're brass. They're metal, and then the railing is metal, and I soldered the stanchion to the metal and painted it. And I don't have any chain. I need to buy some chain, put some chain there, but see, I have dogs. Hairs stick to me, and when I come down here, they want to go to the plastic. The plastic seems to be charged. These people on eBay, they're selling locos and they're claiming they're new when they're not new, and they have dust all over them and hair. You can take and you can brush it off. If you can take the shell off, you can actually wash it with soap and water if you're careful. So I'm getting quite a collection of locos here, and I just bought another one. I would really love to see if you have more post-BNSF merger locomotives than I do. Put your layout and your locos on YouTube. I'd really like to see it. I can't find anything that interests me on YouTube. I end up coming down here and playing with my own stuff. If you see my Mikado CNW, I got both of them there. I really like those. I'm going to leave them CNW. I'm not going to patch them. And I'll show you what else I bought. Just like these Conrails here, I don't think I'm going to patch those. I like to have something in an original paint scheme. We'll go buy these more locos. I'm not so concerned with having sound in my locos because the majority of my locos are just sitting parked. And I think it's really cool to look at all the different paint schemes and colors. I don't want to hear a bunch of noise. I come down here to get away from the world. I don't want noise. And then I put consist together, and I can make some really cool consist. All you guys that model a railroad that has only one paint scheme and one color, I feel really bad for you. And I made that one. You know, I made all the plastic on that. And this right here I painted. And that one I painted and decaled, and the one I painted and decaled that. But just look at that. Isn't that cool? And these right here, I'm currently working on this one, and I'm going to get some handrails for that. And then needs a Kato SD40-2 chassis. I run Katos. They're better than any other chassis. And then this right here, I cut out the corner of the nose on that. I made that one. That's a pretty cool consist. My yellow is a little brighter than the Kato yellow, but I think from the pictures I saw that it's a bright yellow. It was repainted, I think. All right, I'm back over here. What I was getting at is here's my next project. $45 off eBay. It's a Athearn ready to roll AC 4400. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it into a CP holiday engine. And 9774, I think, is the number I chose. There's that number and three others: 9773, 9836, 9842. And they all look the same. I don't know. It's just which number I prefer. So you guys, I've seen a lot of people selling locomotives on eBay that they've stripped down because I think they had to strip the whole thing down. All you got to do is remove the graphics. Athearn has a video on their website where they're using microscale decal remover. You put that decal remover on the things that are the high parts, you know, stuff that's actually a decal. This paint right here, I really don't have to do anything with that. I can paint over it. I'll show you a couple locos that are actually Kato Union Pacific locos. Hold on, I'll find them. Oh, right here. They weren't that far away. These were Union Pacifics. Do you see anything underneath the paint coming through? I didn't strip the plastic down or strip the paint down to the plastic. I took the graphics off, the numbers and such. Turned out just fine. I've painted probably 100 custom locos, and probably a third of them were already painted. Well, more than a third. I don't buy that many undecorated. A third of them are undecorated, and 2/3 already had paint on them. And I never take all the paint off. Never done it. I take off the graphics, and that's it. So this right here, they said the board got burned up. Somebody used to have a decoder in it. I put it on a DC power pack, and I broke the drive shaft, dog bone. So something jammed up the truck. I got to take the truck apart, and I have to buy a new drive shaft. So that's what messed up their electronics. They probably got something in that truck. But what I'm going to do is when I get this, when I test it on DC, get everything okay, and I get it lubed, and it works fine DC, that's when I'll put a decoder in it. And then I'll put some tape underneath this brush clip here, and I'll tape that on. And I'll wire a DCC decoder wiring harness to this. And this right here, I will tape all the wires to that. And I'm going to take all the bulbs out. I don't run bulbs. I use LEDs. After this is all painted, that's when I do all the wiring. And this is going to be interesting. I never completely painted a Athearn. I have to be careful with the railings. They're delicate. I'm going to have to scuff them up and then paint them. But I don't know. Might be nice to leave it alone. But right now, anything CP on eBay is over $100. But for 45 bucks, can't go wrong, because I looked at it. Looked at the pictures. It doesn't have much runtime on it. It's a nice loco. Somebody just got something in the gears and jammed it up. So many people don't know how to tear apart and fix a locomotive, and they put it on eBay and they sell it. Just because they're too stupid to fix it themselves. I've got over 260 locos down here. They don't all have decoders in them. Some of them don't even have a motor or chassis. I'll get that right, chassis. There's probably 200 running locos with decoders. Another 30, 40 that just need decoders, and then 15, 20 shells. And believe me, if I have an issue, I know how to fix it. I tear it apart. I will not buy scale trains. I will not buy Rapido. This is what I buy. Kato, Atlas, Athearn, Lifelike, Proto 2000s. That's it. I have a few. I have one Bachmann. I didn't like it. I didn't buy another one. I have one Broadway Limited. I didn't like it. I didn't buy another one. But I stick to 4 brands. Athearn, Atlas, Kato, Proto 2000, Lifelike Proto 2000. It makes it so much easier when you just have a few brands to tear things apart. And the reason I like Kato is because you can take everything apart, get down to the individual parts. Nothing is glued on that locomotive. Proto 2000s, they use a hot iron and they actually melt the plastic together, and that makes it difficult to get them apart. And this here, so far, anytime I've taken anything off an Athearn, it's come off, but I may be surprised to find out it won't come apart. We'll find out. That's my next project, okay? Thank you. And I challenge you guys. Anybody can run a locomotive with sound. That doesn't make you a modeler. There's a guy on YouTube, DIY and Digital. He's got a video talking about how if a manufacturer doesn't make a model, what you're supposed to do, blah, 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 reasons why they don't make model. Stop your whining. If you want something, make it. All right? If you see my other videos on this, you know I cut the nose and I glued some stuff on the side. And I glued some stuff on the back. Okay, I'm not that talented. I don't know. I'm not as pathetic as you guys are, I guess. That's all I can say. All right, thank you.